Montana's second district, it's central and eastern Montana. The Bureau of Reclamation water infrastructure is absolutely essential. I'm going to start with you, Ms. Patrick. First of all, thanks for traveling. I know the pain of getting here from Montana, but more so, I want to thank you for all of your hard work with the Milk River Joint Board of Control. You know, your testimony highlights the critical role that the Milk River project plays in distributing water across the High Line. So first, I want to start. Can you please elaborate for us on the importance of the Milk River project for farmers and rural communities in northern Montana?
Yes, thank you for the question. Simply we call it the lifeline of the High Line. You could look at the map of Montana, rip the entire top half off, and that's what we serve as the Milk River project. I said in my testimony earlier, it was about 729 river miles, and we start in Glacier National Park and go all the way to the end of the state in the Glasgow-Nashua area. So that's farms, ranches, economy, everything all the way along that as well.
You elaborate, why was its initial construction needed?
Because the Milk River itself goes dry 6 out of every 10 years.
Right. So what were the underlying causes of the 2024 failure of the St. Mary's siphon?
So we actually had a failure in 2020, which was one of the drops, and then in 2024 we had a failure on the large siphon. And the system is 100 years old. We have been putting Band-Aids on it. We've been trying our best. The irrigators are on the hook for 75% of the cost of that system. And so when you're looking at it, they're putting their money into their on-farm infrastructure versus putting it into the system. And so it's kind of a very tough balance with a 100-year-old system.
Well, thank you. I spent some time meeting with our irrigators along the High Line, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on the downstream impacts of this failure for water users and agriculture in northern Montana.
Well, normally we have about 2 acre-feet of water. We had about a quarter of an irrigation that year. And so the impacts to farms was, if you we're predominantly hay up there, but it was one irrigation, and then it was shut off in July, which is a very tough time. And so right now we also are shut off, but are lower restrictions because of the drought. But what it's doing is those crops that have always been there, our farmers are having to change what crops they're actually planting because of these conditions.
Thank you. Under the standard federal procurement process for reclamation projects, how long do you believe it would have taken to repair the St. Mary's siphon under the standard procurement process?
If I'm being honest, 5 years.
5 years? I was actually very impressed at how quick this went. So as you noted in your testimony, the Milk River Project Joint Board of Control was able to bypass traditional red tape and remarkably complete repairs by approximately 1 year after the initial siphon failure. So how were you able to work with Reclamation to secure and carry out this expedited repair timeline?
We have the same goals with our reclamation office. We're both in a partnership. Their goal is to deliver water, and our goal is to receive that water. And so I would say it's the same goal. We all came to the table with one mission. We have the Blackfoot tribe. We're 100% on the Blackfeet Reservation as well with this project, and so they were a very big part, and the state of Montana as well. So all of those partnerships together, everyone was at the table for one common goal.
Right. So broadly, in what ways does the St. Mary's Siphon Repair Project demonstrate the value of delegating increased authority over reclamation projects to local infrastructure agencies?
My previous comment, it allows us to divide and conquer the situation. Reclamation can handle what they're good at, and we can handle the things on the ground. We can hire our consultants and engineers and move forward quickly, and so that's...
And what further steps are needed in order to support repair and maintenance of the Milk River project going forward?
Well, I think we're all sitting here and saying that, we need strategic investments in infrastructure. And so that's the biggest thing. All of us are sitting here in the Western Water saying, please invest into the infrastructure.
Thank you, Ms. Patrick, for these answers and for testifying today and for traveling so far. The Milk River project is not only critical infrastructure for my district, its resiliency is also a testament to the important role that local partnerships play in the maintenance of federal water projects. So I really appreciate Madam Chair for hosting this. And I thank the witnesses for being here, and on that, Madam Chair, I yield back.